Good morning. In this video, we will discuss introduction to ER model. In the previous video, we discussed ER model, which belongs to the conceptual model or high level data model. ER model is nothing but entity relationship model. E is meant for entity, whereas R is meant for relationship. ER model represents a set of entities and the relationship among them. ER model is used to extract the requirements from the customer. For example, you can take, suppose in this diagram, you can check one is developer, another one is a customer. Suppose one customer, he want database. For that, what happens? He need to depend on the developer. In that process, developer used to extract the requirements from the customer. That is possible by using the ER model. ER model is just like a flow chart, and here ER model is used to construct with a set of symbols to design the database. This diagrammatical representation is well known as ER diagram. This ER diagram is used as a blueprint by the database designer for database design. Let us consider one sample ER diagram. Here employee is one entity, whereas department is another entity. That works in is nothing but the relationship between these two entities, and each entity is described with a set of attributes. For example, employee ID, employee name is. Coming to the department entity is also described with a set of attributes, that is department ID, department name, location. In this sample ER diagram, there are two entities, employee and department. Each entity is described with a set of attributes. For employee, you can see here, EID, E-name, Age are the attributes for the employee. Whereas coming to the department, DID, D-name and location are the attributes. And the relationship between these two entities is represented with a diamond symbol. The relationship is works in. That means employees works in the department. This is a sample ER diagram. Whatever the points we discussed till now, we will see at a glance. That is ER model. Here, the ER model is nothing but E meant for entity and R meant for the relationship, and it's a high level data model. It's called as a conceptual data model. It is used to represent the real world entities and the relationship. It will represent the overall logical structure of the database. It's similar to the flow chart, and we understood that it used to analyze the requirements for the database. It's just like a blueprint used by the database designer. These are the points covered till now. This is the ER diagram, what we observed. Now, we will discuss the various components of the ER diagram. It has three components. One is entity, another one is attribute, another one is a relationship. We will discuss in detail about all these components. Coming to entity, it's a real world object which is distinguished from other objects. An entity may be the physical existence or conceptual existence. For example, for physical existence, person is one entity, or you can say car one entity, or something like house is one entity. Whereas coming to the conceptual existence, there may be school or company. Let's take an example of a person. Each person is distinguished from other persons. Person is specified with a set of characteristics. That means person is identified with a set of attributes like name, age, address. If you take another person, he also has a unique name, age, and the address. So this is one object, whereas this is another object. Okay, otherwise you can say first person is one entity and second person is another entity. These two entities are distinguished from each other. Now we will discuss entities exist in college database. In college database, we have a list of faculty. Faculty is one entity, and students, and the college offers some courses, and college has some departments. So these are the entities belongs to the college database. Entities are two types. One is strong entity, another one is a weak entity. We will discuss in the separate video. Whatever the points we discussed regarding entity, once again we will revise those things. Entity is a real world object. Maybe the person or school into the college database. We observed that there may be the of entities, faculty, department, students, and courses. A person may be an entity, maybe a man or woman. Entities are two types. One is strong entity, another one is weak entity. Now we will discuss attributes. It's one of the component of the ER diagram. Oval is the symbol used to represent the attribute. Attributes are the properties or characteristics of an entity. In another way, you can say each entity is described with a set of attributes or characteristics. With these attributes only, we can distinguish the one entity with other entity. Just now we observed the person, man and woman, they are distinguished with a set of attributes or characteristics like name, address, age, phone number, whatever it may be. For example, if we consider student entity is identified with a set of attributes like student ID, student name, address, phone number, and age. Now we will see the various types of attributes. See here, we understood that the person may be man or woman. They are identified with a set of attributes. Those attributes may be the name, age, or gender, address, phone number. With that, you can easily distinguish one entity with other entity. If you consider a student, already we observed that the attributes are SID, SName, age, maybe phone number or address, whatever it may be. Here we are going to see the list of attributes. First one is the simple attribute, composite attribute, single value attributes, multi-value attribute, stored attribute, derived attribute, prime attribute, partial attribute, and complex attribute. We will discuss in detail regarding each and every attribute in the next video. Let us discuss relationship. It will tell us the association among the entities. Previously, we considered two persons. One person is man, another person is woman. So, this man married to woman, that is nothing but the relationship. And relationships are two types. One is strong relationship, another one is weak relationship. And we will discuss in detail regarding the various types of entities and how we can convert one entity form to another entity. And we will discuss all the types of attributes and their symbols, all the types of relationships in detail in the next coming videos. Thank you one and all.